What's up, y'all? I'm out in the Uncompaghre Wilderness in Colorado doing a 4-night backpacking trip. We're gonna summit a 14er called Wetterhorn and possibly one called Matterhorn. I started the hike with blood sugar of like 160. I dropped to like 88 and had a little energy chew, a couple glucose tablets, and then I ate a leftover bagel that I bought on the way here. And now I didn't dip low, so that was nice. Didn't have to stop for a rest. And I'm kind of in the 115 range now. I'm on a new pump. I switched from the Medtronic 770 to the T-Slim, and it is so much better. I'm so glad to be on the T-Slim. So this is my first backpacking trip with the T-Slim. I have it in exercise mode, so it's targeting me at 150 instead of 110. And I just think I exercise at home and stuff, and it's working really well. So I'm really pumped about that. Anyways, there's a big uphill coming up. So I'm gonna put this away. But I'll try to record these throughout my trip. And I'll do some B-roll on my FX3. It's really beautiful. A lot better than the Texas heat. I'm very, very glad to be here. I'll see y'all down the trail.
Oh yeah, I took a vintage hat over. And you had Danners.
Oh, you mean this specifically? Yeah, I won't do that. Still in.
Like 200 meters down the trail, just
That's good. To like set stuff. That's pretty cool. It seems like if you get to that level of it.
all right, y'all. We made it to camp. About to eat some dinner. My blood sugars have been so good. Like, it's amazing. I'm at 134 now, and it's just like almost a straight line on my pump, which is awesome. I mean, dinner's probably gonna throw that off a little because it's so carb heavy. It's gonna be like between 80 and probably 100 carbs. I'm not sure which dinner I'm gonna have yet, but a day like that is very encouraging and makes me feel really good because I didn't blow through a bunch of snacks or anything to keep my blood sugar up. I brought glucose tablets, but I'm trying not to use those as much because they're just so artificial. So I do try to use like bars, or I ate a bagel earlier on the trail. It worked really well. But for me, the glucose tablets are more for like an emergency in the night because we have to store our food up in the trees. But yeah, really good day. We're here at this incredible valley. So we came from that direction, and we're camping up there. And I'll walk you over here and show you something. There's a really cool peak, very pointy, super cool. It's so beautiful. So yeah, the goal for tonight is gonna be don't overshoot on my insulin. I would rather ride a little high in the night and let the tandem autocorrect than take too much insulin and have a low and go through glucose tablets and have to like I want to sleep well. I was up at 2:30 a.m. to to get out here, so we'll see. But I'm gonna undershoot. So if my meal is 70 carbs, I'm gonna go for 50, maybe 45. And we'll just see where I land in the next hour or so. So yeah, that is it. Condensator is what like the guy from Monty Python.
Yeah. You're so right.
Good morning, y'all. It is day 2. Got up at like 7:30. My blood sugar was at like, I think it was exactly 150. I left my pump in exercise mode overnight, so it's targeting 150, so it did its job. Good night of sleep. Kind of achy this morning, but feeling good. And we're about to do about 1,000 feet in 1 mile to get up and over this saddle, and then we're gonna go down and back up another saddle. So today's gonna be much harder than yesterday, but it should be beautiful, and the whole experience so far has just been incredible. It's so beautiful out here. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. Right now my blood sugar is 187, and that's after I had breakfast. Breakfast was biscuits and gravy, and it was 78 carbs. I only took 35 carbs worth of insulin because I had to pack up, which just gets the heart rate going, and we're about to do a lot of climbing, and so I might even eat something kind of sugary or carb heavy before we start ascending, just so I don't have to stop because of a drop in my blood sugar. So yeah, I feel good about being at 187 with what we're about to do. Yeah, it's just very different out here than how I would react to my blood sugar at home, and I'm still learning for sure. So I will probably update you at the top of that that pass that we're going to, but if not, I'll just see you probably around dinner time, I guess. All right, see you then.
That'd be brutal. And he's just like, oh, you're such a baby. And it's like, okay. I get it.
Quick update, we just came over a big saddle from up there. It was 1,000 feet in a mile. My blood sugar, I ate a fig bar and didn't take any insulin. And I also ate a few like Cliff Bar electrolyte like energy cubes, and no, I didn't take any insulin. The only insulin I've had today is I took 35 carbs worth for breakfast, but my breakfast was 78 carbs. And when we were coming up that pass, my blood sugar started dropping. It got down to 102 with like a downward arrow. And I just started like munching on a few things, taking some breaks as we made our way up. And I stopped it at 102, and now it's at 121. And we're on the other side of the saddle, making a descent down to a stream. And then we're gonna make another ascent that's about the same, 1,000 feet in a mile. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't like have a low on that ascent once we get there. But besides that, it's going good, and we're at a beautiful little stream right now, cooling off and filling up, and just taking in the views.
Not to be confused with Weast. and at some point we'll.
Yeah, we're gonna be fairly, fairly close to So we came off that this morning, right?
This right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Does kind of jolt the knees at the bottom.
If you lose it, you're kind of screwed.
Wow, okay, so this is day 3. It's like maybe 2 o'clock, and I haven't done any video or anything since yesterday around the same time. We went up that saddle, down, up another saddle that was off trail, and then down again to tree line. And I started feeling really sick, and I couldn't eat, and I just needed to lay down. My head was like pounding and super hot, and I felt sick until like 9 p.m. And we started talking about like a contingency plan in case I needed to go back. And I was just not doing good mentally or physically. Also, since I checked in last, what I've realized is I'm fighting lows a lot using like snacks and stuff. And so that's been stressful. It's like I'm not taking any insulin, and I'm just fighting lows like all the time. And it's running through my food, which is not good. Luckily some of the guys brought extras, so I've had some snacks given to me to help. But I woke up this morning after forcing myself to eat dinner last night, and I felt much better. And I finished breakfast and drank some coffee. I also think I might have been having a coffee withdrawal that made me feel so bad, because I am definitely a coffee addict. But I felt much better, and decided, let's get up to this ridge, and if I feel bad when we get up to that ridge, if it is the altitude that's making me sick, I'll go back down, and I'll make my way out of here. But I felt great. Now I'm at the base of Uncompaghre mountain. The guys went up and summited. I decided to stay down because I just don't want to risk like pushing too hard and getting sick again. And so I'm just kind of chilling, watching the bags while they summit, and I'm doing much better. It's still like I'm still trying to fight lows a lot, and so what I did was I adjusted my hourly basal rate to 0.5 units. I went from 1.5 to 0.5, and I adjusted my carb. I adjusted the amount that it says that 1 unit of insulin affects my blood sugar. I switched that from 50 to I think it's 60, just so that it would stop giving me like so much correction. Because I think that's what's happening is I'm not giving myself any insulin, but it is because it's got that control IQ mode that can automatically give you bolus. And I think that was working against me kind of. And so hopefully with the adjustments I made, that won't keep happening. It's really discouraging to like have to stop and eat and wait and kind of feel the trembles of having a low blood sugar. So, yeah, I made those changes on my pump, and I'm really hoping that it makes a difference. It's crazy. I just need like the minimum amount of insulin out here because we're working so hard getting up and down these mountains. But I'm happy to be feeling better, and yeah, I'm just chilling out. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So that's where the dudes are, and we came from over there. And this is just my view for now. Yeah. So I'll try to check in later. I haven't been shooting video really, just because I hadn't felt good, and I'm trying to I'm trying to simplify what I'm doing while on this trip so that I don't stress. And once I started feeling bad, I just felt like I don't need to like stress about making a video or anything. But I'm still gonna try now to feel better. And I may just use like some of the other guys' like phone footage or something. We'll see. Or maybe I'll just do like a recap or something. But yeah, that's the update. I will see y'all later. Hey y'all, I'm back in Texas. I finished the trip. It went pretty well. And I just wanted to reflect on some of the things that happened and some of the things I was trying to figure out on the trip. And hopefully you can learn from some of that. So I think I got altitude sickness that second night. I was feeling much better the next day, but because I didn't want to risk feeling sick again, I didn't do the peaks that we were supposed to summit. And on top of dealing with that, I was also dealing with a lot of lows. I am on a new pump. I'm on the Tandem T-Slim, and I was in exercise mode, which is supposed to target me at 150, but I was still struggling with so many lows. I was eating a bunch of protein bars, and I went through all my glucose tablets. I had to start borrowing snacks. I couldn't stop having lows, basically. I did try to mess with some of the ratios in my pump, and I think there was a little improvement near the end of the trip, but I just came away sort of confused and frustrated with how many lows I was having. I really don't want to experience that again, and so I'm going to be working on like understanding how to adjust my pump and the ratio settings during backpacking trips, but also during other long form exercises. I have a half marathon trail run coming up, and I think that'll be a good grounds for testing these types of things. A few of my suspicions are I need to lower the hourly baseler rate. So I was at 1.5 units per hour. I lowered it to 0.5. I'm not sure how low I can go with that. I want to look into it, but I think that was a good move, and I think maybe even lower would be better. I also changed the correction factor, so I had it set at 1 unit corrects my blood sugar 50 points, and I changed it to 1/60. None of that is mathematical. I haven't figured out like an actual formula for that, but I think it was a step in the right direction. I also need to probably adjust the carb ratio from 1 to 8 to probably, I don't know, 1 to 5 maybe. All these things I'm just beginning to look into, so I don't have solid numbers, and I'm gonna be cautious going into these adjustments, but I wanna figure out and create a new profile on my pump specifically for long form exercise that adjusts these different ratios, because I think even in the normal exercise mode on my pump, I was still getting too much insulin. Now in the past, I've gone no insulin, where I've paused the delivery and I've just not received any insulin during backpacking. I posted a video about that, and I got some feedback talking about ketones and the danger of going into DKA if I don't have insulin in my body for multiple hours. And so I want to avoid that, and I wouldn't advise that anymore. But with this trip, I was just experiencing too much insulin. I didn't want to pause it, but I didn't want to keep having lows. So that's why I think adjusting the ratios in my pump is going to be probably the step I need to take. As I do some research on that, I'll share it. And as I just learn like how my exercise and my insulin and my body reacts to these things, I'll keep you updated. Yeah, I hope there was something helpful in the video. I kind of postponed publishing it because I wasn't sure what it would be about really. But I think just sharing the experience, even though it wasn't ideal, is still valuable and probably provides more learning points than an ideal backpacking trip. And so yeah, I hope it was helpful. If you have any feedback on adjusting ratios in an insulin pump, or if you have experience like I do, I'd love to hear it. And if you have any tips, like please share those. Okay, I'll see y'all in the next one.